Well, brothers and sisters, what a pleasure it is for me to be here with you today. On the 1st of August, I retired as vicar of St. Elizabeth's in Hope Valley. And it is now a pleasure for me, as it was about 8 years ago or so, to be a supply priest. That is, I come and I have the honor of being with you today because David and Jane are away on their vacation. And I'm so glad that you all came, even though it's Labor Day weekend, and came to see this strange face. And you know, one thing I just gotta tell you. Both Rob and I live in Coventry, and I really do feel like Mutt and Jeff when I'm sitting next to him. Anyhow, one thing I wanted to mention to you that you probably do not know, and that is that I served concurrently in my parish ministries with the United States Army, the reserve component, as a chaplain. And I did that for over 35 years, and I just loved it. I loved parish ministry as well, and I was so fortunate that my parish leadership understood that probably on 2 Saturdays a month I would be away doing my Army duty. And you know, the best thing for me to be a chaplain was this, that I was expected, much as Jan, I'm sure, is too, I was expected not to minister only to members of the Episcopal Church, but to people of all faiths. And indeed, to people who didn't have any faith. Hopefully we would change that after they would come and see me for a while. But it wasn't that I was an Episcopalian serving Episcopalians. I was an Episcopal chaplain serving people of all faiths. And I had many wonderful times of ministry. One that I especially remember is the first day I came to a post for a couple of weeks of training. The drill sergeants had a young man come and see me, and he and a group of others had stolen government property. And, you know, I had never met this young man before. I didn't know where he was coming from or whatever. But we talked for a long time, and we talked about how, first of all, as a Christian, because he said he was a Christian, you know, God would expect us to do what is right. And we know the commandments, don't we? Do not steal. But more, perhaps even more important, or shall I say that which finally got to him, was this. You know, I said, hey, you're a soldier, and a soldier has to do what is right, and a soldier has to do what is true, because he is a soldier. And he went his way, and I didn't see him again. But before I left, I was told that he went to his drill sergeant and said, the chaplain told me I have to be true. And so he shared what had happened. Well, I must say, I felt really proud after that. Hope it didn't puff me up too much. But I was really glad that I was able to touch that person. Another time is sort of a sad time, or I thought it was going to be a sad time. I was asked if I would go and visit a person whose leg had been amputated due to injury in battle. And I thought and prayed about that for a very, very long time, because I didn't know what I was going to say to him. Would the words that came out be the right words? Would the words that came out, would they be words that insulted him or made him feel worse? came in because I had to break the news. And I said something like this: "You've lost your leg in a great cause. I'm sorry to say the doctors have informed me that you will never walk again." And the soldier kind of looked up at me. Catching his breath, he said, "I didn't lose my leg, Padre. I gave it." Brothers and sisters, when we enter eternity, we'll either be known as people who lost their lives or who gave them for a greater cause. I always used to say to my people in St. Elizabeth's, we as Christians live in, through, and for Jesus. That is who we are. We are Jesus people, if we want to put it that way. And this young man certainly at least was beginning to grasp that idea. Sometimes we give of ourselves, even if it is the ultimate sacrifice, for a better cause, a greater cause. And the key factor is that we will probably be remembered isn't necessarily our means of departure. In other words, we don't have to be martyred in order to give our lives. The important thing is how we live our lives each and every day. If you want to give your life for a greater cause, live for that cause right now. I remember many years ago a friend was telling me about this pastor he had heard on the radio. And this pastor was saying, "Don't wait for pie in the sky when you die. Live life in Christ here and now. Make a difference because of your faith in Christ and because of the gifts that the Lord has given you in this world." And indeed, for we Christians, there is no greater cause, nor a greater leader than Jesus Christ. Live daily for Him, in, through, and for Him, and give your life for the sake of the gospel. So today I want to ask you to take from service today a prayer challenge. A prayer challenge. Pray and ask God to help you live for Christ daily and to give your life for the sake of the good news. And then, how can you begin giving your whole life for Christ today? Amen. Stand now and affirm our faith.